sight of deer. Damn it, if we didn't see tucking 2 deers. Damn girl froze like a block of ice, man. I look at her, she, breathe, Deborah, breathe. Well, we got through it. We made it to the show. We had fun. Great show. So I said, Deborah, what is it about deers that you're so afraid of? She said, you know, I'm afraid that the deer is going to come smashing through, crash through the car, and the antler's going to hit me in the neck. Well, I can understand that. I mean, because I'm afraid of all the chicken places running out of chicken. So, we all have our fears, so I love fried chicken, man. I love fried chicken. And not the kind of gas store chicken that looks like it's been working out with Derrick Henry, man. Yeah. Let me ask you guys. While I got your attention, has anyone ever had any fried pussy? I'll tell you that. Oh, man. I'll tell you about my wife, man. My wife said to me, I'll fight for you. You know, black women are fighting. I said, will you fight a man or a woman? Because I know some people owe me money. Would you fight cancer? Would you fight the power? Yeah, I can't fight anybody. Anybody got a bad shoulder? I got a bad shoulder. I can't pick up anything with the shoulder. But I can pick up a hooker. If she's anorexic. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, but I can pick up anything. Like this damn shoulder. But my wife, man, she's been with me as long as I can remember. We had an anniversary the other day. I wasn't there. We had an anniversary the other day. And I'll tell you what, we've been together about 11 years. Yeah. She said, you're taking me some places. And I said, yeah, I brought you back too. So I'll tell you what I did for her. I gave her a kiss on the lips. And I didn't have any pills and drugs to give her that I wanted to part with, you know. Kept my high blood pressure medicine, I wasn't going to give her that. Kept my diabetes medicine, damn sure wasn't going to get that. So I was left with, anybody know anything about Duplex? The greatest laxative, so I gave her that. So I gave her that, and so I gave her that. I swept on, I slipped her the tongue and the Duplex. Next thing I know, I put on the Bruno Mars, and she said, what you doing? Where you at? I'm in the bathroom. I'm sad. So she come out, we start the role play. Speaking of role play, has anybody ever had any CPAP sex? My wife and I, we role play. We do a Top Gun style. I'm Tom Cruise. She's Goose. Call signs Viagra. I come in for a hard landing. She waved me off with a bogey. She's a runner, she's a track star. Girl. Next thing you know, she's out of breath. I'm out of breath. We found ourselves in an entanglement, you know, red table style. I found myself in a predicament. I got a whop on one hand. I'm worked up an appetite on the other hand. What are you gonna do, big boy? You gotta soldier up. I dive off, I down in. Next thing I know, I pull out a piece of chicken. I started to munching, I started to crunching on some fried pussy. My name is Willie, that's my time.
And then, for some reason, she fucking ripped the condom off of me and just threw it up into the ceiling. And it just hung up there like a goddamn sexual stalactite. I was just staring at it. I didn't even come in it. I don't know why it was so sticky. I said I haven't ever had fun. Like, really. Anyone out there go hiking ever? You guys like to hike? I tried hiking once to have fun, and anybody else have a problem where every time you come across a pile of shit in the woods, you just have to piss it in half? But like, to me, piles of shit are just dead bodies. I'm always trying to piss a dead body in half whenever I come across it. It seems like a terrible idea.
Wow.
Like, what if you happen to be passing a kidney stone? So you're just screaming, it makes it seem more real. Just like, ah! But then someone thought it was just the screams of that dead body that your DNA is all over now. I'm sure the second I walked up here, everyone was just like, ah, God damn it. That guy's got it all together. I don't. I've been binge watching my bedroom wall for the last year. I don't know, it really just makes me sad because there's always someone getting fucked on the other side of that wall. It's very... Well, I didn't get this body by going to the gym. I refuse to go to the most disgusting place on the planet. It is the most horrible place I've ever been to in my life. I don't understand why everyone keeps screaming at me for using all the public bidets correctly. I don't understand how I'm gross when you're trying to drink from where I wash my ass. It is not my fault that you're disgusting. Alright, that's a lie. I made all of that up. I mostly just don't go to the gym because I heard exercise releases the orphans. And I don't like orphans. I would prefer if they stayed in their crowded houses forever. Don't release the orphans. Who out there is an orphan? God damn it, I wanted to rip someone apart. Who out there's got grandparents? You got grandparents? I guarantee you I could beat the shit out of all your grandparents. I do it very easily. Like, especially the ones with like osteoporosis. I'd snap a femur real quick. I'd be real good at beating up an old person. There's one thing I hate more than children. The elderly. Man. I don't know, I just don't really like someone who smells like spoiled milk all the time. Like, usually when something starts to smell that bad all the time, you throw it away. You all love your grandparents, I I tried to look the best I could tonight. Put on my best pair of jeans. You know they're the best because they're uncomfortable as fuck. These jeans, like, my nuts are single file right now. I got one trying to smell bad and the other one's trying to eat a mushroom. I don't like this. I don't like trying to impress you people. My single file nuts. You guys having fun? I'm not. I've never had fun. I'm not a big fan of pilots. You guys like pilots? Never had much need for them. I don't like them. Dad tried to be a pilot once and he sucks. I don't really care for sitcom pilots. Pretty bad. I don't like pilot lights. always fucking blowing out or whatever. I think my third least favorite pilot of all time has got to be Pontius. And he didn't even have a fucking plane. Could you imagine Pontius Pilate would have had a plane? Yeah, it would have just crashed that shit straight into Jesus Christ. We still get to use the cross. It's shaped the same. I don't really care. Second least favorite pilots of all time. I'm not a big fan of guys that did that 9/11 thing. I wasn't a fan. Apparently you all were. What the fuck? Could you guys imagine if King Kong would have been there for 9/11? It was done. You guys believe in World War II? I find World War II very hard to believe. They just kept calling it a theater of war, and it didn't. It was like a high school production. I knew they were all acting the whole time. Alright, that really was just the least favorite pilot of all time. I think Pearl Harbor was just an accident, alright? The first one was trying to land. The rest just wanted to apologize. To be honest, I think we overreacted. We wiped a city off the planet just over a fender bender. You're all patriots, I'm sorry. Who out there knows me? Anybody know me? Got a real bone to pick with you motherfuckers. I've recently cut off my hair and everyone keeps telling me how great I look. It was like, oh man, you look so good now. I was like, how fucking ugly was I before I cut my hair off? I'm gonna fight one of you tonight. I hope you're old. Alright, I don't really know how to admit this to you guys. I've been trying to make my ass cough, and I can't seem to figure this shit out. I was trying to get out of work the other day, and my boss told me if I wanted the night, I needed an ass cough, and it just seems like a wild physical to get to go to your grandmother's funeral. I love ending on a bad note.
Evan Norman, man, keep it going for him. All right. We got a show together August 26th at the East Room. Two chums make a pot roast. So there you go. All right. You got some my twin sister tonight, Miss Kayla Evans. Let her hear it.
Everyone, we still drinking tonight? Yes. Don't forget to tip your bartender tonight, everyone. Keep on drinking. Tip your bartender. I am what you call a social drinker. That means I only socialize when I am wasted. Where are my shy people at? Who's anxious? Yeah, I usually don't get much of a response to that. It's not how we do. Anybody have a panic attack in a mask? Yeah. So mother healthcare workers, thank you. Guys, I've gained a lot of confidence doing stand-up comedy over the years, but I've learned that I'll never have the same confidence as a guy. It's because men have stupid confidence that they don't deserve. It's like men throw babies in the air. Yeah, like not even their own babies. They just grab other people's babies and like, oh my God, is that Brian? Let me see him. Whee! Woo! Oh my God, you almost hit the ceiling there, buddy. Meanwhile, the poor woman's sitting there like, hey, can you please stop that? The baby's still attached to my umbilical cord. That really hurts. Can you please stop? Please stop. Guys, I am, I know my jokes. Guys, who here has been in Nashville for at least 5 years? Give it up. Yeah. Me too. Yeah. Now, Anybody else? Yes? Yes, I'm hoping to move soon. I'm a little worried about finding somewhere to live, but I think it'll be okay because I have pretty good credit and no pets. I've looked on those Facebook groups for finding roommates. Some people are looking for miracles out there. I don't know if you've seen them. And I don't mean like the sad miracles, I mean like the pure stupidity. Like I'll see a post and the guy's like, hey man, I'm in my mid-30s. I have 3 goats and 2 cats. No other pets, please. I go to bed at 6:30 p.m. every night. My hands are paralyzed, so I'll need help wiping my ass. $500 a month max, please. I'm like, dude, I don't think you get to move to Portland. I think you got some other stuff to figure out. But under every single one of those posts, there's always some dude like, I just DM'd you, hit me up. Like, really? Your standards are down here. I promise, that is not Jesus knocking on your door. That is a red flag. But no, have y'all had to do random roommates before? Anybody else? Yeah. That's a really fun way to figure out you don't have as many friends as you thought you did. But no, I had to do it last year, and one girl, it's kind of like a job interview almost. And one girl, I was interviewing a group of girls, and one girl asked me, she was like, there's one really important question I have to ask you, and yes, the answer matters. If you were a dinosaur, which one would you be? Yeah. Turns out the right answer was not, I don't know, I'm not a fucking loser. That wasn't the right answer. I don't live with her. But I ended up being okay. I did find somewhere to live. I am still single though. I am a single lady. Yes. Thank you. Yes, single ladies. And you know, my mother is concerned about my dating. Like even during a pandemic, I thought that was the one question I could avoid, is who I'm seeing. She wants to set me up with somebody that she works with. And I just entertained her for a second. I was like, oh, is he cute? She was like, not really, but he has good manners. That's the worst thing you could say about an adult. It's cool if a child has good manners, that's good behavior, but that's the best thing about you. I'd rather have dated someone who went to jail, to be honest. That would have been more exciting. But my mother is the worst wing woman ever. What is she saying about me? It's like, oh, but my daughter Kayla's great. She's not very smart, but she's very anxious, okay? Like, she's got straight teeth. That's a good thing about her. But no, I'm a little weird about dating again, especially after this pandemic. It's just weird. Like, when you start dating people, you just can't be completely honest with them. Like, anytime I phase out a situationship, guys always ask a stupid question like, what happened? Why don't you want to date me? Do you really want to know the answer to that question? It's not a good answer. Like, I'm not going to answer that because I'd be an asshole. Like, I'm not going to sit a guy down and be like, hey, Kevin, man, you're such a nice guy. You have a good job. You're really funny. You're perfect on paper. But when I think of having sex with you, I'm going to gouge out my eyeballs and eat them. Yeah. I'm sorry that you're hideous and God hates you. Let's still be friends. Next day I go onto Facebook, all my feed would be, rest in peace, Kevin. You seem so happy. You started dating again. I don't know what happened, man. You're gone too soon. Gone too soon. Does anybody here Netflix and chill? Yeah? And no? Okay, that's cool. When I say Netflix and chill, I don't mean like getting fat, eating ice cream, and watching TV by yourself. I mean like with the person you like. Do you guys have any movies you'd like to Netflix and chill to? Any go-tos? Okay, that's totally fine. I hear some weird ones from people. Some people are like, somebody once said like the Michael Jackson documentary, like that's kind of a weird one. Sometimes someone will just shout horror. It's like, do you mean like a documentary or like, that just seems scary to me. But you hope to get a movie that you don't actually have to watch. Like you're hoping you'll be busy. That being said, guys, if you get lucky during Netflix and chill, and a guy and a girl is on top of you, do not watch the TV behind her. Because that's how I lost my virginity. And it's not, yeah, that wasn't fun at all. My confidence was already not there. I'm like, hey, can you pay more You can watch Homeward Bound some other time. Chance will find his way home, I promise. Guys, my favorite kink in the bedroom is finding the clit and staying there. It's so simple, but it's not for some reason, you know? Like, guys are finding it, but they keep going other places, too. Like guys are finding my clit, then they're finding the labia, the urethra somehow, my fallopian tubes. It's like, dude. Like, seriously, it's almost like I'm talking to a dog in the bedroom, like, stay, boy, stay. Stay. My Tootsie Pop needs more than 3 licks. Just stay right there. Also, if you can stop hooting like an owl, that was kind of weird. I don't like that at all. But guys, I'll end on this. Guys, it's so funny how guys talk about sex, and women don't talk about sex in the same way. Like, guys will say stuff like, I destroyed that pussy. Really? Couldn't even find the clit, dude. Like, no, you didn't destroy anything. Like, what if we start talking like that? Like, if I just talk to my girlfriends, I'm like, girl, I went out with this guy last night, I blew up his dick. Yeah. I made it scream. There was cum and blood everywhere. There were chunks of skin on my floor. It was really a mess. I would not do it again. And actually, I'm going to be going to trial for prison because apparently that's illegal to destroy people's genitals. I didn't know that. Thank y'all so much. Give it up for your host.
My Twinkie, Kayla Evans. Let her hear it, man. That's awesome. Guys, give it up for Cal, the owner of the Underdog. Helping us out tonight behind the bar. Tip him well. Just let us do this thing tonight. We appreciate it, man. All right. You guys ready for your next comic? Will Abel.
Hello everyone. Hello? Okay, cool. Silence. No, that felt exactly how my parents treated me back in quarantine all of last year. So thanks for bringing up my trauma immediately. It's nice. It's comforting. Familiar. Get off. All right, there we go. Hi. All right, good. So I just moved to Nashville. I'm still new here. It's been fun. A little too much fun. I will say, if you talk to Capital One, they're a little upset about how much money I'm spending. I'm not going to pay them back, but you know, that's my decision. You know, but I'm having a good time, and I moved here, and I immediately got the vaccine. You guys tried this out? You heard about this thing? 3 of us, cool. I feel comfortable. No, that's fine. No, that's all right. It's okay. No, it's your choice. It's your choice. It's your choice. It's your life. It's your life. But I got the vaccine, and the one thing we're all concerned about is side effects, right? That's what we're all talking about, like side effects, like it's a new thing, you know, it's a new drug, we don't really know that much about it, so I understand, right? And I don't know, I think I might have had a side effect, maybe, I don't want to spread disinformation, but like I just want to ask out loud in case one of you can maybe relate to it and connect to me. But is one of the side effects, I don't know. Is one of the side effects having an absolute dump truck ass, or is like daddy just getting thick up here? Okay, so that's a me thing. All right, that's fine. No, it's cool. No, I'll take it. It's cool. But I got the vaccine, and then I had sex afterwards, and I started having sex. All right. Okay, so that kind of checks out. The 2 people wooed for the vaccine, wooed for sex. So, all right, you know, learn! No, okay. But I had sex, and she gave me a compliment afterwards, I think. I don't know, I'll let you all be the judge. So we finished up, which is the only way I know how to describe what happens there. And based on the overall silence, I do feel like I had to explain that to some of you. But we finished up, and she looks over and she goes, you know, I've never orgasmed during sex before, and I almost did that time. What can I tell you? Hey, I was a pretty good student growing up, but that is the happiest I've ever been to get a B+ my entire life. Next, I'll do some extra credit. Get that A, hit my father brow. I don't know. He'll talk to me again. It's gonna happen. I know it. But last year, I know it's a little different here in the South, but I was in Maryland. I ended up back home with my parents for 9 months. And you know, it's been drunk for a year. And being with my parents, it's a little different, you know? Like my mom's a very emotional person, I'm a very emotional person. My dad, he's a goddamn sphinx. He's made of stone, the aliens put him here, I don't understand anything about him, right? So last year was a pretty emotional year, right? I think we can all agree on that. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of things to talk about. And like, to give you an idea what my parents were like, this one time I went through a life-shattering breakup. You tried this out? No? No vaccines, no breakups? Alright, it's fine. But this life-shattering breakup, and my mom and dad were the exact opposite about how long they're willing to give me to get over said breakup. Like, even now, sometimes my mom calls me, she's like, hey, how you doing? You holding up all right? I want you to unfollow her on Instagram. Brave. So brave, Mom. Thank you. Oh. My dad was different. My dad gave me 3 weeks. He gave me 3 weeks over a 4-year relationship that I thought was going to end in marriage. He overheard my mom and I talked about it one day, and he cut us off, and he was like, hey, we're still talking about this shit? Get over it already. Move on. And I was like, Dad, you know, like it's so hard. Like, she was my best friend. And he was like, you want to hear something? I married my best friend, and she barely talks to me. My mom was like, well, maybe if you accepted my Facebook friend request. So, look, my dad's Facebook, there's no picture. It's just a generic gray logo. It says Bill with no last name, and it says married to Beverly Abels, but she's not tagged because they're not friends on Facebook. Like, it is the only account that will never be hacked. Like, even the Russians are like, is this ours? This is terrible. No one's gonna believe this. I don't know, one thing that was tough about being home is like, I have a lot of dumbass friends. Like, I have a lot of good friends. I have a lot of good friends that gave me work when I needed it, and they got me through some pretty tough times. But I just have so many dumbass friends. Like when COVID hit last year, I knew exactly who I wasn't going to talk to. You know, like I had this one buddy, one time we were hanging out, and we were drinking, and I wanted to recycle the beer bottle. And I was like, hey, where's the recycling at? And he goes, we actually don't believe in recycling in this household. And I was like, oh, but you still believe in God after we did your hairline? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just tell me where the goddamn bin is so I can pretend like it's not going to end up in the ocean anyway. That's shit. Some of your friends are Bob, I understand. So I just moved here, but I was in Maryland for a year. Before that, I lived in New York for 8 years. Lived in New York for 8 years. It was a really fun time. I moved there because I got hired as a page at the Late Show with David Letterman. Thank you. But then I found out, like most of our dreams, it didn't pay anything. So I took the first job that came my way, and I ended up working at a gay sports bar. You had the same reaction my father had when I told him. Just silence and thoughts about the whole thing. But I was a busboy, so my job was to grab all the empty glasses, put them into a bucket, I ran that bucket down a flight of stairs, I washed those glasses, put them back in the bucket, then I ran that bucket up a flight of stairs above my head, and now that I'm stretched out, you guys can see I'm not a strong man. Like I'm built like a 1940s recreational swimmer. I'm made for speed, not strength. And like I said, I'm from a small town in Maryland. To give you an idea what Hagerstown, Maryland is like, the guy in high school with the coolest car had a PT Cruiser. Yeah. And my first day at the gay bar was RuPaul's Drag Race season finale. So when I walked in, it was wall-to-wall drag queens. It was like the first time I heard Cardi B. I just walked in, I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I like it. So I run around, grabbing glasses, and going downstairs and washing, going back upstairs. Eventually, I started getting very tired. There was this one girl that was always in my way. Like, you know the drunk girl at the bar that you can't figure out what group she's with? She's just kind of floating in everybody's way. Well, she was in my way, and all of a sudden I felt my arms start shaking because I realized my strength's about to fail me. And I realized I'm about to drop 40 pounds of glass on her head. And that's when one of the drag queens saw that I was in peril and yelled across the entire room, "Excuse me, miss. Get out of that boy's way." But then I stepped up, and another drag queen stepped up and was like, honey, that's not a boy. That's a man. Yeah, so now I'm just standing there like, I am a man. But I ended up getting fired. I got fired. One day the GM pulled me aside. He was like, hey, so the owners found out you're not gay. And they just were like, what are you doing here? I was like, honestly, it was the only job that would hire me based on my bone structure. So, sorry if you feel tricked. But I have felt used from time to time. So, But I'm getting older. Like, I'm not that old. Like, I'm old enough that I'm sure my dad would appreciate if I got his cell phone plan. But then it's like truly a family plan if we're not all on it, Father? Huh? Trying to break up the family? You're clapping. All right, I'll take you. But I'm getting older. I can tell I'm getting older because I can't understand the lingo of guys that aren't that much younger than me. Like I was in a show in Boston, and my cousin goes to college there, and he texted me, "When to come to a party, right?" And I'm reading the text to my friend, and I was like, "Hey, dude, you want to go to a college party?" My cousin said it's Lataf. You want to go to a little French party? Is that French? Huh? A Lataf party? Dare we? You think it's gonna be a little Harvard grads? Maybe Harvard undergrads? I don't know. Dare we? Huh? What do you think? Lataf party? I don't know. But I was like, dude, it's not Lataf, it's lit as fuck. But then we got there and it was Lataf as fuck. Oh, so much fun. It was great. It was great. But I don't know, being home was rough last year, but it wasn't the worst. I had a really good childhood growing up. You know, like my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and then my dad worked really hard to make sure she stayed there. Which is not the easiest, statistically not the easiest, right? But looking back, like, they were very good parents, but as long as they stayed in their lanes, right? Like, the first time my dad ever took care of me on his own, it was because my mom took my brother Charlie camping, and like, I don't know why she wouldn't take him camping, but like, he was a biter. So like, it was maybe just like, get him out in the woods, let him gnaw on some wood for a while, maybe kill a goat, little Wolverine style kind of thing. And my dad's like not a bad caretaker, he just didn't know what to do with me. So he took me to the video store, and he was like, you can get a video and I'll pick out a video. And then he prefaced it with dinner, which was SpaghettiOs on top of pasta. Yeah, it was like, just make 2 cans of SpaghettiOs, or just the pasta. This is not Chef Boyardee's recipe. But I can't complain, I'm 10, I can't cook. So I went to the video store, and he was like, you pick a video, I'll pick a video. So I picked out Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Because at 10 years old, that was the funniest, sexiest thing I could think to watch with my mother out of the house. And then my dad picked out The Sixth Sense, which is the scariest film of all time. Like, I was sweating before we got back to the minivan. So I'm sitting in the minivan, like my full 10-year-old brain's like formulated a plan. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna watch The Sixth Sense first, and then we're gonna watch Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and it's gonna be so funny, and there's gonna be so many boobies, you're not even gonna remember what you just saw, because at 10 years old, boobies are pretty powerful. At 32 years old, boobies are still pretty powerful. Use them if you got them. All right. But we're coming up with the scariest thing in the entire film, and that's when former child star of OC fame Misha Barton is a little dead girl in the tent, and Haley Joel Osment's about to find said dead girl in the tent. If you don't know the movie, that's the description. I'm sorry, just take it for what it is. So that scene's about to happen, and my dad stands up and he goes, I'm gonna go in the kitchen and make some popcorn. And I'm just sitting there like, that's a totally normal thing to do while watching a movie. Nothing weird's about to happen. So the scene happens, the kid unzips the tent, little dead girl starts puking, she's like, blah, blah, and the kid's like, no, stop it! She's like, blah, he's like, please, stop it! And then my dad comes back in, not with popcorn, but with one of our cats, and he drops the cat on my head. Yeah, so now me and the cat are like, ah! You know? And then my dad laughed the rest of the evening. But what he forgot about is I had to sleep for the rest of that evening. And my mom was not there. So I went to my brother's room, which was close to my parents' room, and after 20 minutes during the evening, I was like, yeah, Austin Powers, not funny enough to make me forget what just happened to me. So I crept in my parents' room, where normally my mother would be to comfort me. But again, she was not there this evening. So I come creeping over my dad's sleeping body, and like, I'm a pasty adult. You can imagine I was a pasty young boy. And I lean over him and I'm like, I just remember the hallway light coming in from the side, ever so. And I lean over and I'm like, Dad. Dad. And my dad's up, he's like, ah! And then he punches me in the face. And the next day, my brother got back from camping with my mom, and he had 8 stitches in his knee and 6 in his elbow, and I had a black eye. So we just ran to each other and helped each other, just like, never leave with them again. right, guys, I'm Will Labels. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Keep it going for Will Labels, man. That was great. All right. Very cool. Our next comic is my better half in comedy. We co-host Ultimate Comedy at the East Room every Tuesday. He's coming to the stage now, one of my good pals. Give it up for Sean Parrott.
I've been sitting out there amongst you just waiting to get up here. Thinking, when do I get the tepid response from the audience? Now it's my turn. I look forward to mildly amusing all of you. Most comics like to start doing stuff. They like to just go and do stuff, but I like to get stuff out of the way first. So let me get this out of the way. I look like I say whoopsie daisy during sex. That's what I look like. Already bad start, horrible start. Welcome, hi. Just for you guys, you didn't hear the first one. I look like I say whoopsie daisy during sex. No, still nothing. Okay. Maybe like this second one. I look like a cartoon turtle. Do I look like that? Anybody? 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 I don't look like a cartoon turtle. I've never heard that as a response before. No? You don't? Okay. I look like I have yelled, "You go girl," at a golden retriever. Do I look like that? Do I look like anything? I look like a gay Nazi. Is that what I look like? Do I look like anything? Can you see my face? I'm starting to go fucking insane. Can you hear me or see me? Please applaud if you can hear me or see me. Okay, wow. Okay. Now I just know I'm a bad comic. That's much better. If I don't exist, that'd be really fucked up. But if I'm just a bad comic, that's fine. These are just silly jokes. It made me thinking, wow, do these mean something very important? No, they're just silly jokes. For instance, the other day I was hanging out, eating some pizza, and my friend came up to me and was like, "Hey, what kind of pizza is that?" And I was like, "It's personal." Thank you, Mom. Thank you. I don't know if you read this. I read this in the newspaper. What's the Tennessean? I read this in the Tennessean. It said that riding a bicycle is the most eco-friendly way to get hit by a car. Have you heard? Did you hear that, Chad? It's dangerous. Do not ride a bike. Don't walk. I walk around this neighborhood. It's fucking terrifying. I never walk in front of a stop sign because I know that they will not stop at the stop sign. I walk behind the stop sign and just let them roll through. Thank you. I'm winning them over. I'm winning them over. I've never tried to say that phrase before. I'm winning them over. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. The skunk's out of the stump. The stump. The skunk stunk. And the stump. Fuck. Okay. I don't know if you heard about this pig farmer. He's really depressed. This pig farmer was really depressed. Yeah, he committed suicide. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of people ask me after the show, they're like, "So are you on the spectrum or something?" Which is how Democrats say, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Can I get in trouble if later I'm like, who the fuck is that idiot? Am I gonna get canceled just for saying he's a fucking idiot?" I don't know if I am on the spectrum. So call me an idiot behind my back, not to my face. That's the way it's done. I work in the service industry. It's a kid, thank you. I don't know who to woo, but thank you. Yes, God bless America. It's been crushing. It's made me want to die for a really long time. For as long as I can remember now, pretty much. But we must barely pay our bills, right? Right? Just barely pay them. And just every brutal day. Okay, so I have work nightmares, which I think are worse than regular nightmares. Because in a regular nightmare, you're like running down a hallway, and Michael Myers is after you, and you're like, wow, this is I mean, kind of a good deal to get, of all the people to get killed by it, Michael Myers is pretty exciting, and he's coming after you, and you're like, wow, this hallway just keeps getting longer. And he catches you, he stabs you in the chest, and you wake up and you're like, oh, thank God, it was all a dream. And that's great. But if you have a work nightmare, you're at work, and you're like, oh my God, we're in the weeds. Some people call this snowed. We're snowed, oh my God. There's so many white women that just got out of yoga, and they're furious. You would think, of all things, that doing yoga would make them feel better and want them to be nice to, but they're mad. Oh, they're so white and they're so mad. Oh, their pants are tight, but they're mad about that too. I don't know. You don't have to. You can just wear, floppy pants if you want to. You don't have to wear tight pants that hug the pussy. You can just, wear wide pants if you want to. And then you wake up, and then you take a shower. And then you go back to the nightmare because that's your job. That's your job. I'm not trying to brag. It sounds like I am probably, but I'm not trying to brag. I didn't get much sleep last night. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I was up all night worrying. Climate change. The sky is smoke right now, and we don't even live within 1,000 miles of the smoke. It's just, and did you hear that? The smoke comes this way, and as it's coming, it gathers like smog and other poison, so it's more dangerous here than it is there. Did you hear that? It's pretty fucked up, dude. Pretty fucked up, dude. I'm on Tinder, though. I'm on Tinder trying to find, you gotta just power through life. You go, what? We're not, all of civilization won't be dead in 30 years. I'm gonna go on a date. She wouldn't cry on the first date. I wouldn't make a woman cry on the very first date. So I'm on Tinder trying to find true love. It's pretty cool. A lot of women have guns on Tinder, which is cool. If you love guns, that's great. I will not fight you about it. Please, do all you want, shoot anybody you want. Great. But I'm afraid of them just because I'm a coward. And I get it. Okay, I get why they have guns. Because it's like, hey, you better not try any funny stuff on our date or I'll fucking kill you. And that's a good vibe to go into the date with. And I'm pretty desperate, just in general, so desperate. Not for love, but just in every way. I'm so desperate for anything good to happen. So I would date a girl who has a gun, probably. I would probably even marry a girl who has a gun. But I would never throw her a surprise birthday party. Never. Okay, we got one laugh. Okay, only 7:44 and we got our first laugh. Not bad. Not my best. Usually I try to get it within the first 6 minutes, but sometimes you wait until 7:44. That's how you know. I'm also on Tinder, trying to find true love forever. And I don't mean in this world. Like some people are looking for, like, we're in this world together, we hold hands, and then we die, and then it's over. I'm looking for, we're in space, fuck it. We're in heaven, or God's up there, he's like, yeah. Rail that bitch. I don't know why he would say that. God, don't say that to me. This is my true love. She's not a bitch. She's a great lady. But there's a lot of women on there looking for a sugar daddy, which I totally understand, which is great. Exactly. Someone looking for a sugar daddy. Are you looking for a sugar daddy? I can't afford you. I can't afford anybody. I mean, not that you, well, okay. Either way, it sounds like an insult. Okay, I take it back. But I saw one woman and she was looking for a sugar daddy, no sex. I don't know what that is. I looked it up though. The sugar is sex. And the daddy is also sex. Every word means sex, and I think there's money too. And if that's what a sugar daddy is, I want a sugar daddy. I just want a creepy old man to buy me outfits. I want new shoes. Honestly, if you want a sugar daddy with no sex, then you just want a dad. You want a father. You want some guy to be like, yo, you're leaving the door open? What are you, raising a barn? What the heck is You know, I thought I raised you better than that. Okay, this is my big closer. You can tell because I put the mic stand in front of me and it's going in there. Let me just stop the timer. This doesn't count. Okay, this is my big closer. I'm letting you know that so you clap afterwards. You are under no requirement to enjoy the joke. I actually expect you to not like it, but you must clap. That's sad but true. I was talking to my friend, remember from the pizza, the same friend. Happened the same day, we were hanging out, just eating pizza, talking. And we were talking about our favorite authors. We're big author dudes. And I was like, man, I love the lady who wrote Little House on the Prairie, Laura Ingalls. And he was like, Wilder. I was like, Laura Ingalls! Thank you, wow, thank you. You've been a wonderful crowd. God bless you, God bless Carl, and God bless America.
Sean Perry, man, keep it going for him. All right. You guys ready for your next comment? Next comment is a special guest of the night. She's visiting from New York. Give her that warm Nashville welcome. Please welcome to the stage, Gracie Candid, man.
Keep it going for yourselves, guys. Clap if you came here on purpose. Hell yeah, I love that. I just like to know where our strategies are at. Keeping up for your host, too. He's doing a fucking awesome job. Keeping the momentum going. So nice to be out, guys. You're such a warm, friendly crowd. Except you were staring at me like you're like, impress me. But everyone else, you guys are excited to be here. I'm excited to be out again. I'm a little bit anxious to be out again too. Like it's taking me a sec to get used to society again. Anyone else? Anyone else like it? Yeah. Like I forgot about some things. I forgot about catcalling. Like that's the thing. You couldn't get catcalled over Zoom, and I got a really bad one this week. I don't mean bad like offensive. I mean bad like you could tell he was rusty. Like he's been trapped inside for a year with no one to practice on except his Nana. Because he passed me and he just went, hey, maybe. That was all the end of catcall, guys. That was it. And I'm like, I'm a feminist. I am anti-street harassment. But like, come on. Like, I'm not wearing Gap mom jeans for no one. That's how well my career is going. Another thing that's been happening to me is I am having trouble remembering people. Anyone else? Like I'm having like face blindness. It's so weird. I bumped into this girl this week, and I bumped into her. We stared at each other for a full 10 seconds. We looked at each other, and I was like, "Where do I know her from? I can't place her. This is so embarrassing." And then my roommate was like, "That's a mirror." And I was like, oh, okay, I don't remember her having a beard. Weird, what happened? I think it is honestly because like everyone else in this country, I just drank for a year. Anyone, what is it? Was I the only one that was wondering like, hey, it's 3 p.m., what happens if I put a hamburger in the blender with some whiskey? Let's just roll those dice. At one point I had a bar in my closet. It started as a space-saving thing, but then it just turned into this fun game I called Adult Narnia. You guys can play it too, it's super fun. It's where you reach in past your coats and you grab a bottle of Tito's and then you just drink until you see centaurs. It's super fun. Now I'm trying to be healthier. I'm doing that dumb intermittent fasting thing. Do we know what this is? Do we all know? Yeah. For those of you who don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's so dumb. It's where you only eat in a certain period of time, so you maintain less calories, right? So now I just stop eating at 6 p.m. every night, and then I start every morning off with a fresh beer. And that way, yeah, you got a little buzz on by noon, and it's like it doesn't even count. Tell that next time you show up to work drunk. Say it to your boss, right? Be like, it's called self-care, Melissa. And they'll be like, my name's Kevin, and you're fired. I found love in a COVID place. Anyone else? Any COVID couples here tonight? Nah, yeah, you guys all look way too sad to be COVID couples. Like you meet people who dated in COVID. COVID, they still got that like hopeful spark to them. You see people that were dating like pre-COVID, you guys look like war vets. You're just both still wearing masks, sitting like 2 seats apart from each other. My boyfriend's awesome. He's a white dude, which is not consequential, but it's weird because I live in Brooklyn, 2021. You guys might know Brooklyn as the birthplace of oat milk. Our state bird is a rat, so that's really fun. But it's weird, it's a hard time for white dudes up in Brooklyn. It's the woke capital of the world right now. It's really tough. Like, I have friends that are so woke, they brag about quitting white dudes. I'm like progressive, but I feel like that's even where they're like, I haven't fucked a white guy in 3 years. Maybe sometimes when I'm drunk. I mean, occasionally. I'm like, are you talking about white guys or cigarettes? Like, what? Do you need a patch or something? What is going on? I mean, like, I'm half white. Like, I'm a biracial person. I get that a lot of people are like, what are you? I'm like, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know. Woman, Gemini, menstruating. I don't know. You're gonna have to be more specific. I don't know. But I always know what they're asking. They're like, where, what are you? And I'm like, what? Did you say something? And now I'm just trying to interact with, I'm just trying to get an interaction with anyone. Mom, let's do this. I just think it's a dumb question because, like, it's 2020, we're all going to be brown in 10 years. Sorry, even if you're white right now, you'll just become brown. You'll just wake up one day and be like, oh my God, I can dance. Crazy. I don't know, but I'm half Indian. I'm whitewashed though. I'm super whitewashed. I'm an Oreo. Do we know what that means? Yeah, it's where it means I like to be eaten out. It's weird. That's my 23andMe results. It's just like, I open it up, it's just like, you dirty girl. White dudes are fun to date, man. White dudes are really fun, and here's why. Y'all have so many activities. Like, you guys have so many hobbies. It's so fun. Like, the amount of boards I have balanced on in the past year, like skate, snow, cheese, okay? It is an endless tornado of just group hangs and charcuterie. It was a super fun time. I lost you guys somewhere, and I think it was when I got on stage. I immediately got on stage, and you were like, bitch face, no, we don't like this. Well, there's no one to go but down, so let's do it. I'm gonna go dark. I'm gonna make sure the next comic has to deal with the shit cleanup. That's what I'm gonna do. My new boyfriend has cancer. Yeah, see where I'm going? Thank you. Are you clapping it up for him or cancer? Choose your side here. No, my new boyfriend has cancer, and that's always a scary word to say out loud, right? Boyfriend. Nothing cures comitophobia like a little bit of chemo. No, I tell that joke. He actually loves that joke. I checked it with him first. Every time he hears it, he's like, babe, I love that joke. It kills me. I'm like, that's the cancer. The hardest part has been like watching him lose so much weight. Because it's like, I'm so jealous, it's really hard for me emotionally. I think when you find, as a straight woman, when you find a guy that is good in bed, you gotta lock it down, right? You gotta lock it down. Like, we got to the point where we just picked our song. You know what I mean? Like, when you guys are like, oh my God, babe, that's our song. But I'm jaded enough now to know that in like a year, whenever we break up, I'm gonna fucking hate that song. You know what I mean? Like, I know that heartbreak is inevitable, so now we only make love to Weird Al. That's he goes down on me and like, just eat it. My sex life is a mess though, man. It's because I get so many UTIs. Anyone else in here? Where am I reoccurring UTI bitches? Who just got a punch card full of those bad boys? There's a guy back there that was like, I'm like, you're rare and you're one of us, okay? No, I get a UTI, and it really throws a wrench in my sex life. Like, my boyfriend's like, babe, I'm so hot for you right now. I'm like, I'm so hot, I'm burning. Please drive me to the ER. All of it's on on us, right? Like all of the sexual responsibility is on, like just the bills and like the machinery parts. It's fucking crazy. Like I just got to get a IUD in. Does anyone else have an IUD? Yeah. Okay, cool. Nice. Just, I feel like other people in here, you're just not telling. Like I'm not gonna take it from you. That's yours. I got an IUD in, and I was really scared about the pain. Right? It's kind of painful to have it put in, and I asked my doctor. I was like, how much is this gonna hurt having it put in? And she responded with, well, everyone has a different pain tolerance. And I was like, all right, so a 12 out of 10. Like what? Like she might as well just been like, I don't know, you ever lost a limb before? Like. And then I asked her, how do you get it out, right? How do you get it out? She's like, oh, there's like strings. That's not the medical term I she would say. I'm like, what do you mean strings? She's like, oh, there's like fishing line. I'm like, what? You're treating my uterus like a fucking craft project? What are you talking about? Are we gonna make bracelets? Like, and if you're gonna do that, at least let the strings go out. Like at least you let them go all the way down, and then I can like bead them. You know, and then I can just do a little word thing. You know, I'd be like, ooh, closed for business. No babies here. You gotta find something and lock it down when you find a man who's good at sex, right? I'm not blaming straight guys. We don't make things easier because we take a lot of orgasms, right? We all do. It's not because I want to stroke your ego, yes, right? It's because we have shit to do, right? Like, we have an agreement, I'm gonna make noises for 30 minutes, and then I gotta go to hot yoga. That's the agreement that we came to. But I was talking to one of my girlfriends about having sex with her girlfriend, and here's what she said. She's like, when my girlfriend and I have sex, she gets me off with surgical precision. That's what she said, surgical precision. I'm like, I love men, but y'all are way less surgeons and way more like old-timey prospectors. Like, you're just swinging pickaxes and throwing dynamite. You're golden for pan. You're pan your home. Just like, there's gotta be something in here. I gotta feed my family. Alright, you guys have been cool. Thanks.
Thanks to CHYNA, man. Keep that energy going. Get ready for your headliner, man. The guy coming to the stage is the godfather of Nashville comedy. Give a big hand for Chad Ryan, man. Keep it going.
I'm not gonna have 5 seconds to fuck around. He's like, get up there right there, goddammit, go! You guys give it up for the Underdog for letting us do this. Give it up for every comic you've seen tonight. Carl, give it up for Carl and Billy. Shout out to my boy, I don't know what the fuck his name is. Remember that? Evan? Yeah. Give it up for Evan, you guys. Nobody? My grandma was 104 years old. She would fuck you up. She would fuck you up with a quickness. You have no idea how fast she would fuck you up. Evan. Kayla, give it up for Kayla, everybody. I've never destroyed a pussy that is impossible. They're elastic. They snap back. You can have a baby. They will be back to normal. Like, you can destroy an asshole, though. Just letting you know. Will, give it up for Will. I'm hoping I'm lit as F. As F? Did I do it right? Lit as F? I just want to be cool. I want the kids to think I'm cool. I'm not cool. The kids hate me. I just want to be lit as F. And Gracie, give it up for Gracie. You guys have Gracie. She talked about Weird Al, and I learned this about myself. I call people motherfucking nerds a lot. Way too much for somebody whose favorite musical artist has always been Weird Al. I'm the nerd. I've always been the nerd. And she said, you said you were afraid, we might be afraid that somebody would rip out their IUDs. In Tennessee, that is a distinct possibility. And I don't know if you've paid attention to our local politics, but they might come try to rip that shit right out of your fucking cervix. So hold on, if you've got one, don't tell anybody. Just birth control because they're, it's fucking wild. This is fucking crazy as shit. All right, whatever, you guys. Oh, and you talked about pain numbers, going to the doctor, and all right, I was married to a nurse, and this is just a little tip from me to you. If they ask you on a scale of 1 to 10 what your pain is, if you want opioids, the magic number is 7. It's not a joke, that's just free, and that's real. If you want the good drugs, the number is 7. And so I always say that. I'm always like, well, I didn't give birth, I didn't get shot, but goddamn if this knee doesn't hurt like a motherfucking 7. And then they just write the script. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Give it up for the Underdog again for letting us do this. This is great. They've got an open mic here every Monday night, and it's packed, and it's fun, and Nashville comedy's packed, motherfucker. Right? Did it ever go away? No. But it's back, goddammit. Whatever, you guys. I don't, mostly for more unlimited wishes and progressive parents. That would be badass. I was driving through Kentucky, and I saw a billboard that said, Jesus saves. And I was like, of course he does. He was a Jew. They're very thrifty people. That's not even an anti-Jesus joke at all. I'm saying trust Jesus to do your taxes. He will hook you up. Like if he can feed thousands with a few fishes and loaves, imagine what he can do with your 401k. It's got to be amazing. All right, everybody. The black people left. They hated me. I started talking about Jesus, and they were like, all right, he's bruising the spirit. Let's get the fuck out. It's true. Fucking the spirit up. I got behind a minivan the other day and it had a bumper sticker